going to give us a first speech. He's working on dynamic leadership, understanding your communication style. Janesh, understanding your communication style.
One fine day, I was walking with my daughter in a tobacco trail. As curious as she is, you guys know by now, she asked me a question. Dad, which superhero do you like the most? I decided to make a little fun, and then I said, well, that's a great question. If I would have to dive into the world of comics, comic lore, one might disdain that my proclivity towards a single superhero is quite nuanced. However, if pressed, and if I have to choose a caped crusader, I might lean into Spider-Man. My daughter looked at me surprised. Dad, why do you sound like a history book? Why don't you say Spider-Man, right? I brought this up because there are so many instances when we're having communication, we and the audience are out of sync. Whatever you are saying, the audience cannot grasp. This is the most important thing in communicating to a 7-year-old, 70-year-old, 90-year-old, or your boss. Madam Toastmaster, fellow Toastmasters, and distinguished guests. Communication, in my opinion, has way more impact than electricity had in civilization. We, coming from the Stone Age till today, if we were not able to communicate properly, gain trust among ourselves, get our ideas across to do the things that we had to do to come to this level in this society today. Throughout our lives, we communicate with a wide array of people. Like I said, from a newborn to a toddler to a kid, teenager, peers, colleagues, elders, you name it. But when you are communicating, if you're not paying attention, looking at the audience in their eyes and actively listening, you cannot communicate what message you want to give across. The patience that you develop when you are actively looking at the toddler, what type of cry is he having? What does he want now? The stories that our kids tell to us, the experiences that our elders share, and the crucial situations that we find ourselves in the meetings. Active listening is your friend. Remember, communication is 90% listening, 10% speaking, in theory, of course. However, this is one thing a lot of us struggle. As part of my project, I went to Toastmasters.org, answered a lot of questions to identify what my communication style was. The communication style, it said, was I have a direct, supportive, and analytical. I got 4, 4, 3 respectively. However, I had one on initiative. My dad used to say, busy life, easy life. And the results that I got from that communication test was, it said, because you are confident and independent, you like a busy life with efficient procedures in between, somewhere along the line, right? So what I meant to say is, though those questionnaires give you a brief glimpse, and in my case, it was correct to the majority, right? I like to be busy. I like to have efficient processes in place, but I see there is an opportunity for me to initiate a conversation. I have found myself in many situations when there are new people in the room. I have tried practicing to go stretch my hand, say hello. But after 10 seconds, I have no idea what to do. what else to talk about? So here today, I'm here to share the things that we struggle all the time, right? There are opportunities for us to communicate better. Like I talk with Amy all the time. Am I doing a good job? I don't know. There is always a better question I could ask so that she could give me the better perspective on the things that I want to learn about. There are other things that we need to be aware on communication if we want to get better. Though it's like understanding my communication style, I felt communication is thing that all of us can improve. Because that's one key that holds all of us, right? All of us want to get better at communication so that you can communicate with the kids, so that you can get that promotion or a raise, or you can be a better leader. Bring a person of value. So today, I invite all of you to be more empathetic. I understand where the other person is when you are communicating with them. Just because you have an eye contact, everything they say does not come across. So try to be in the present. Listen everything what they say. My wife often complains. She is saying something, I'm listening to her, and after 5 minutes she asks me a question. What did I just say? And I have no clue. Right? I've run into many situations like that. But I think having an awareness, being proactive listener, giving the person up front a respect they deserve. Because sometimes we run into a situation where we have a meeting and you have an agenda, and the other person is not talking about agenda. They are defending about themselves. So on those situations, you need to have that awareness to make that other person feel safe. Use techniques like contrasting and bring them to the shared pool of value. Overall, communication, I feel I have gotten better at communicating with people. But my wife always complains. So there is a opportunity for me in personal life as well as in professional life. Today I want to end my speech with a quote from Brian Tracy. He says, communication is just like any other skill. It's just like learning a bicycle, learning a typewriter. The more you practice, the rapidly you see the impact in all aspects of your life. Back to you, Madam Toastmaster.
May I have Janice